I never thought I'd be pouring my heart out on Reddit. But after browsing relationship threads during a lunch break, I figured sharing my experience might help someone else dodge the heartbreak I endured for 3 years. Plus, recent events have left me questioning everything. Here's my story. I met Sophie, 26F, at a friend's housewarming party in 2020. It was one of those rare connections where everything just felt right. We clicked instantly, like we'd known each other forever. Over 3 years, we built what I believed was a strong relationship. We had our rituals: Wednesday night pizza and cheesy reality TV, Saturday morning flea market adventures where she'd insist on buying quirky trinkets, and late-night conversations about our dreams that felt so vivid. I was saving for our future, not wealthy, but I had a plan. My modest apartment was cozy, my 2012 Honda ran smoothly, and I tucked away part of every paycheck. Sophie never seemed to care about my simple lifestyle, or so I thought. Everything shifted last Thursday. Sophie's mom, Evelyn, invited us to dinner at their house. From the moment we arrived in my Honda, something felt off. Evelyn's gaze lingered on my car as we approached their doorstep. I'd met her before at family gatherings, but this dinner felt formal, like a test. The first warning sign came when Evelyn kept nudging the conversation toward material things. "Still driving that old car, Daniel?" she'd ask. "Or Sophie says you're still in that little place near the plaza." Each comment stung like a small jab. I stayed composed, explaining my career goals and financial strategy. Sophie, usually chatty, just poked at her food, silent. Then came the moment that changed everything. Evelyn set down her wine glass, her smile cold. "Daniel, let's be frank. You have plans with my daughter, don't you?" I nodded calmly. "Yes, Sophie and I have talked about our future." Evelyn's tone turned sharp. "Have you considered what kind of life you can provide her? Sophie's accustomed to certain comforts. That apartment, that car, it's all a bit too simple for her." The silence that followed was crushing. I looked at Sophie, hoping for a word, a glance, anything. She stared at her plate, cheeks flushed, saying nothing. Evelyn pressed on, her voice dripping with condescension. "Let's be honest. You're not in a position to join this family. Sophie needs someone who can uphold her lifestyle. You understand, don't you?" I looked at Sophie again. Still nothing, just silence. The girl who could debate passionately about everything from craft beer to global warming sat mute as her mother tore apart our relationship. In that moment, a strange calm settled over me. 3 years of moments flashed before me. Sophie's hesitation to share photos of my apartment online, her insistence on driving her car to meet her friends, her subtle nudges about jobs that would elevate my status. I stood, folded my napkin, and smiled. Not a fake smile, but one born of clarity. "Thank you for dinner, Evelyn, and for your candor." I turned to Sophie, who finally looked up, eyes wide. "Your silence said it all." I walked out, no drama, no shouting, just the hum of my Honda as I drove away. My phone started buzzing before I hit the highway, Sophie calling, then texting. I turned on my music and drove home in peace. That was 6 days ago. Since then, Sophie's sent 52 messages, called 19 times, and shown up at my apartment twice. I haven't replied. Her latest text came this morning. "Please, let's talk. Mom was wrong and I messed up by staying quiet. I love you." But sometimes, silence speaks louder than any words that follow. Edit. Thanks for the support and awards. To answer some questions, yes, I'm doing fine, better than fine, actually. Moments like this show you your own value. Update. You've been asking what happened next, and it's a wild ride. I'll share more soon if you're interested. Update 1. Wow, I didn't expect my post to resonate so much. Thanks for the overwhelming support. A lot's unfolded since that dinner, and after another message from Sophie this morning, I'm ready to update you. The weeks after that night were intense. Sophie's messages cycled from remorseful, "I'm so sorry," I was stunned, to defensive, "You're blowing this out of proportion. Mom was just worried," to angry, "How could you ignore me after 3 years?" and back to apologies. I kept our mutual friends on social media but muted her posts. I didn't need to see her curated healing journey quotes. The real surprise, the relief I felt. It was like kicking off tight shoes after a long day. I hadn't realized how much I'd been straining to meet unspoken expectations. I dove into self-improvement, not the flashy, revenge glow-up kind, but real changes. I started hitting the gym consistently, picked up novels instead of doom scrolling, and tried meal prepping. It actually saves cash. Who knew? Then came a game changer, a LinkedIn message from an old coworker offering a better job with better pay. I took it. It's amazing how much energy you have when you're not constantly proving yourself to someone else. That's how I met Lily. She was collaborating with my team on some graphics. and we kept bumping into each other by the office coffee machine, bonding over our shared disdain for its terrible brews. No grand romance, just two people laughing about bad coffee and life. With Sophie, every date felt like a stage performance. With Lily, our first date was grabbing cheap burritos and wandering the city, debating everything from horror movies to why cookies and cream ice cream beats all. She's wrong. It's rocky road. Lily drives a rusty Jeep older than my Honda, lives in a small apartment packed with plants, and doesn't care about social media clout. Her perfect weekend, scouring thrift shops for the ugliest lamps we can find. Our collection's getting impressive. Then came the twist. Last week, I ran into Sophie's cousin at a new cafe downtown. Apparently, Sophie's engaged to a guy named Ethan, someone her mom set her up with. The cousin, trying and failing to be discreet, said Evelyn's over the moon about Ethan's family ties. But Sophie's engagement photos. Her smile looks forced, the same one I saw when she was pretending to be fine with my simple life. This morning, Sophie texted again. "I saw you're doing great. Ethan and I are having our engagement party soon. I know it's odd, but I miss our chats. Coffee as friends?" I showed Lily, who just chuckled and said, "That's some nerve." Then she went back to planning our hiking trip, complete with those tacky lanterns she loves. I didn't reply to Sophie. Instead, I did something I'd been mulling over. I took Lily to a vintage shop to pick out a ring. Nothing flashy, just a simple piece we both loved. From the same place we found our quirky side table with the carved owl legs everyone questions. The proposal won't be some viral spectacle, just us, our owl table, and maybe some takeout. That's who we are, real, easy, no facades. Oh, and that new job, it's going better than I ever imagined. When you stop chasing someone else's standards, you can focus on what actually matters. Edit. Yes, Lily knows about Sophie. I told her early on. Her reaction. Their mistake, my win. And thank God for your Honda. My Jeep's on its last legs. Update coming soon. This gets wilder. Update 2. I didn't plan to write another update so soon, but the last 48 hours have been insane. Remember Sophie's engagement to Ethan? Hold on, because it gets juicy. I was in a meeting pitching a downtown renovation project when guess who walked in? Evelyn. Turns out, she's tied to the venue where Sophie and Ethan are planning their wedding. Her face when she saw me leading the presentation? Pure gold. Let me backtrack. My company's been killing it lately, winning big contracts, including some that Ethan's family business used to handle. Not out of spite, we just deliver better work at better rates. The meeting was about restoring a historic event space. Evelyn tried to stay poised, but I could tell she was rattled when we showcased our portfolio, especially the Lawson project. The one Ethan's company fumbled so badly it hit the local papers. Then mid-presentation, Sophie stormed in. She'd been waiting in the lobby and spotted my name on the schedule. "Daniel, what are you doing here?" she demanded, her voice sharp like it was during our old fights about overpriced restaurants. I stayed calm. "We're in a meeting, Sophie, please." She wasn't done. "Is this why Ethan's company lost the Parkside deal? Are you targeting his projects?" The client, Mrs. Carter, raised an eyebrow. "What's going on here?" Evelyn tried to smooth it over, but Sophie kept going. "Mom, this is why your clients are bailing, because of him?" I couldn't help but chuckle. "Sophie, we won those contracts because we deliver quality at fair prices. Just like your mom decided I wasn't enough, her clients are choosing better options. It's just business." Mrs. Carter looked intrigued. "Evelyn, you know Daniel?" Evelyn's composure faltered. "He used to date my daughter, the one getting married at our venue." Mrs. Carter's brow shot up. "The wedding you've been pushing me to book with your current contractors instead of exploring other bids." The room went quiet. Sophie's expression shifted from fury to panic as she realized the situation. "Mom, what's happening with the venue?" Evelyn stammered. "There've been some challenges with Ethan's company, but I'm sure." Mrs. Carter cut in. "Challenges. Their last 3 projects were late and over budget. And now there's personal history influencing your advice." That's when Lily walked in with updated plans, took one look at the scene and said, "Oh, this is gonna be good." Sophie whirled on her. "You're the replacement, huh?" Lily grinned. "More like the improvement. And you're disrupting our meeting." What happened next was wild. Sophie broke down, ranting about how everything was falling apart. Apparently, Ethan had been hiding his company's financial woes. Their dream venue was at risk because his business was crumbling, and Evelyn's agency was losing clients for pushing Ethan's failing projects. Mrs. Carter stood. "I've heard enough. Daniel, send us your full proposal. Evelyn, we need to talk about my contract." As everyone left, Evelyn grabbed my arm. Daniel, this wedding means everything to Sophie, to our family's image. I gently pulled away. Funny how images work. They're built on substance, not show. Lily and I grabbed coffee after and she couldn't stop laughing. So that's the infamous Sophie and Evelyn. Wow. Since then, my phone's been flooded. Sophie's friends are texting about her spiraling, begging for closure. Ethan's associates are hitting me up on LinkedIn. Evelyn sent an email requesting a professional courtesy meeting. Edit. Yes, we landed the contract. No, I'm not meeting Evelyn. And Lily's improvement line, total improv and absolute perfection. Final update coming, you'll want to hear this. Final update, Reddit, this is it. The last piece of this saga. I wasn't going to post again, but after what went down at our wedding yesterday, I need to share. Remember Sophie's outburst at our office? That was just the prelude. The week before our wedding, things hit a fever pitch. Sophie and Ethan's wedding got canceled after Mrs. Carter chose our company, and Ethan's business couldn't pay its vendors. Sophie's dream plans fell apart, and she blamed everyone but herself. Evelyn's agency took a nosedive as clients learned she'd been steering them toward Ethan's sinking ship. Her social circle started unraveling as the truth spread. Then came our wedding. Lily and I kept it low-key. A renovated loft we'd worked on, fairy lights, food carts, no pretension. Perfect. During the reception, I was grabbing drinks when I heard shouting. Sophie had crashed the party with Evelyn and a very drunk Ethan in tow. "Is this your plan?" Sophie yelled, tears streaking her face. "To ruin everything." Lily, mid-bite of a taco, looked up and said, "Security's a phone call away, hun." Sophie wasn't stopping. "You stole our venue, Mom's clients, Ethan's business." I set my drink down. "Sophie, you need to go." She kept going, sobbing. "Tell them you planned this to destroy us." That's when Evelyn stepped in and her words stunned everyone. "Sophie, stop. He didn't do anything. We ruined ourselves." The room froze. Evelyn looked broken. "I pushed you away from a good man because he didn't fit my shallow standards. I pushed clients toward Ethan's company for prestige, not merit. Every choice I made was about image, and look where it landed us." Ethan, slurring, laughed bitterly. "At least you didn't sink your savings into my company like my other partners." He looked at me. "You know what's ironic? Your company's doing what I swore mine would. You just did it." Sophie snapped. "Mom, how can you defend him?" "After everything we did," Evelyn's voice sharpened. "Daniel didn't take anything. He built something real while we chased illusions." Lily stood. "Okay, this is cute, but it's my wedding and you're messing with my tacos." "Time's up." Sophie turned to me, tears falling. "I loved you, Daniel, I did." I shook my head. "You loved the idea of shaping me into your mom's vision. That's not love." Security stepped in, but Evelyn waved them off. "We're going." "But Daniel, I was wrong about you. I'm sorry it took losing everything to see it." As they left, Ethan called back, "Hey, you hiring?" That got a laugh, even from Lily. The rest of the wedding was amazing. Just us, surrounded by people who love us for us. Lily's dad gave a toast about how love is about building something real, not chasing status. Pretty sure it was a dig at our crashers, but it hit perfectly. This morning, I got a final email from Evelyn. She's selling her agency and moving to Arizona. Sophie and Ethan split for good. Their social circle's now hitting me up for business connections. But none of that matters. I'm sitting here watching Lily attempt waffles. She's awful at it, but won't quit. And I've realized something. Success isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right.